Hey guys, welcome to my third video on this jet ski that I'm working on right now. So, let me get back where I left off last time. Last time I couldn't get the flywheel off. Well, I got the bolt off. I think I got that from the other video too. And then I looked around and I ordered a flywheel pulley from AutoZone. Loan a tool, you get your money back, whatever. So I put the tool on, I secured everything, tightened everything. It goes into these three here, and you got the middle thing that goes right in there. And as I was tightening the middle thing, I'll show you what it looks like in a second. The bolts broke that go in here, so it wasn't coming out, so I just gave up on that. Let me show you what it looked. Let me show you what the tool looked like. It's a harmonic balancer pulley. It works with flywheels too, but it's one of these. And as you can see, the tread on that bolt is destroyed. Like the heads of them are destroyed. Yeah. So stopped using that. I'm probably getting new bolts when I return it, anyways. So I went and just started removing the carburetors. I took the carburetors off. I took the reeds out. And I noticed these two cylinders were fine. You see it still has two-stroke oil, nice and shining. Everything's nice in there. This one had two-stroke oil in there, except it was just a little bit off-colored. So what I did was, first I cleaned the whole engine, got gas and a little towel and just made this thing shine. It looks pretty nice now. So then I turned the engine over a couple times and I stuck a paper towel in there and wiped off all that stuff. Flipped the engine over, drained everything that was in there. Got two-stroke oil in this bottle, poured in some, filled it up, turned the engine over like 20 times, so get it all lubricated in there, and then flipped it over again, took all the oil out, and it should be fine. You see everything looks good in there. Yeah, so I'm not going to be taking the engine apart. It would take too much time anyways, and I can't get this pulley off. This flywheel off. So I did it differently. So right now what I'm working on is cleaning all the carburetors. Just cleaned all the reeds. I cleaned this thing. I don't even know what it's called, but carbs sit on top of it. Clean that. Now I'm gonna go do the carburetors. Yeah, making everything actually really nice, so everything works great. And then I'm gonna put the new piston in, put the cylinder on too, and then put the carburetors back on, and maybe I can get this thing to start today, but I still need to get the oil block off kit because I'm not going to be using the oil pump anymore. And then I'll pull this thing out and clean it. Yeah, so I'm going to set down the camera for a couple and start working again. Well, a couple hours later, I was a little sidetracked, but other than that, let's see here. I'm about to put the cylinder in, got the piston in and everything. So yeah, that's good. I gotta put the piston rings on, and then I'll put some oil into the cylinder and put it in. I got this whole thing back together, screwed everything back together, greased it up, gaskets. So that's good. I cleaned all that, carburetors and everything's clean. So I'll put down the camera and put on the cylinder, hook up the starter, and then crank it over a little bit. So yeah. Alright, so I got the cylinder on. Took me about 10-20 minutes to put the cylinder on, piston and everything. Hardest thing was putting those stupid clips in. But then I got them good, so yeah. But yeah, so you see the cylinder is in there. Piston and everything works. I already turned the engine over. Everything spins nice and smooth. I just put the cooling rack in. I torqued the cylinder and everything in the base to the right. The top's supposed to be 18 pounds. The bottom's supposed to be 26. Put the reeds in. I'm gonna put the carburetor assembly in soon. What I want to do next is I'm gonna put the starter in. It goes back here. The starter in and hook it up, see how it cranks the engine over. Then I want to check for compression, what the compression is in all these cylinders. And then I actually want to hook up the carburetors and then put everything together on here. And then I want to see if it'll fire off. Just spray a little bit of starting fluid, and I want to see if this thing release fire. So yeah, so I'm gonna put the camera down in a second, and then yeah, but you can see the engine is a lot cleaner than it was. Like, nice and blue, everything's shiny. I'm actually pretty happy with it. The sensor, there's a wire here that broke off and I was taking it apart, so I'm just going to solder this back on. Screw this in too. But yeah, it's a nice engine. It's pretty big actually. Alright, so I'm going to put the camera down and I'm going to finish this thing up. Okay, so actually it's the next day and I'm making this video all together in all the previous videos because I don't really want to upload like 30 videos. But anyways, yesterday I put the engine together and everything, and today when I came back I finished it up, and we just put the engine like in there, just laid it down in there, and we hooked up all the spark plugs, all the plus, minus, negative, all the ground cables, everything, so just to see if this thing will start. We poured some gas down the carburetors and kept cranking and cranking, nothing happened. So we took a spark plug out and checked if it had spark, and none of the spark plugs had spark in them. So I thought it was probably a stator, because this whole section was filled with water, but as you can see the stator's out. We'll get to that in a minute, but it was all filled with water, so I thought it was probably dead. I went in here and hooked some of the power cables that come from the stator, and I checked them and nothing was no power at all from the stator. So like before, I couldn't take the flywheel off, so I had no clue I was gonna get the stator off. So here's the flywheel. So what I did was I got the same tool I used before, and I found these like bolts that fit in perfectly, and these are the strong bolts there. And then, yeah, so they're longer too. So I put these in, stuck it on there, I tightened it up really nice, and then I just got this hammer and whacked it really hard, tightened it, and whacked it once, and the thing flew off. And I got this thing out, and then getting the nut, bolts out was really hard. They're all rusted in there. And for the stator, it is junk. It is completely done. You can see all these windings all messed up. This is all rusted. Camera can't pick it up, but that is all rusted. This thing would never work. So I went and ordered a new stator for $79. Just got it a couple hours ago. And I ordered all my other stuff. All come in the mail. So like the next video I'll make is probably when all the stuff comes in and I start putting things together. So this is probably the end of this long video.